A winding path snakes upward, cutting through the rugged mountain terrain under a vast, open sky. Nestled high amongst the peaks, the monastery of St. Lucia stands in silent vigil. The air is crisp and clean, carrying the scent of pine and stone. Sunlight bathes the landscape, casting long shadows that accentuate the mountain's grandeur. A distant bell tolls, its sound echoing through the valleys, calling the faithful to prayer. The monastery's ancient stone walls stand tall, weathered by time as Sister Elena waits patiently. Her habit sways gently in the breeze, a serene mask of anticipation on her face. The heavy wooden gate remains closed, a silent threshold between worlds. A palpable sense of expectation hangs in the air, promising a new arrival. Daniel steps into the serene monastery courtyard, his calm facade betraying a hidden darkness within. Sunlight dapples the ancient stones, highlighting the quiet intensity in Daniel's eyes. A circle of nuns watches him, their silent observation adding to the courtyard's heavy atmosphere. The air hangs still, charged with unspoken questions and veiled intentions. Daniel pauses, his presence a stark contrast to the peaceful surroundings, hinting at secrets. In the dim chapel, Sister Elena kneels, her clasped hands a mask for the turmoil in her eyes. Flickering candlelight dances on the ancient stone, shadows mirroring the conflict within her. The solemnity of the chapel is disrupted by thoughts of Daniel, a forbidden distraction. Her face is etched with worry, a silent struggle between faith and longing. The weight of her secret burdens her as she tries to find solace in prayer. The chapel's peace offers no comfort, her heart tethered to a world beyond its walls. In the serene monastery library, sunlight paints dust motes as Daniel pores over ancient texts, brow furrowed in intense concentration. Towering shelves of knowledge surround him, casting shadows that dance with the light filtering through arched windows. Sister Elena glides into the library, her footsteps hushed on the cold stone, her presence a whisper in the solemn space. She scans the endless shelves, her quest for a specific tome pulling her deeper into the heart of the ancient collection. Their eyes meet, a fleeting connection forged in the quietude of the library, an unspoken question hanging in the air. A shared, almost imperceptible glance passes between Daniel and Sister Elena, a silent acknowledgement in their scholarly pursuits. Bathed in sunlight, Sister Elena kneels, lost in concentration amidst a riot of flowers, her brow furrowed in thought. Her hands move with practiced grace as she tends to a rose bush, its vibrant petals a stark contrast to her solemn expression. A hesitant smile graces Daniel's face as he approaches, the warmth of the sun mirroring the hope in his eyes. He extends a hand, an unspoken offer of companionship and assistance hanging in the air between them. His voice, soft and respectful, breaks the tranquil silence of the garden. "May I help you, sister?" Sister Elena pauses, her gaze lifting from the roses to meet Daniel's, a flicker of surprise and perhaps gratitude in her eyes. The monastery dining hall is serene, filled with the soft clinking of silverware and hushed reverence. Nuns are lost in quiet contemplation as they partake in their meal. Daniel glances at Elena, a subtle curiosity etched on his face. Elena meets Daniel's gaze, a silent acknowledgement flickering between them in the dim light. A faint blush colors Elena's cheeks as she quickly averts her eyes, a secret revealed. In the monastery kitchen, steam swirls around Elena's face as she stands at a large stone sink, lost in the rhythm of washing dishes. The clatter of dishes fills the air, a stark contrast to the serene silence usually enveloping the monastery. Daniel enters, a clean towel in his hands, his expression a mix of concern and determination. His voice cuts through the steamy haze, seeking Elena's attention. "Sister, may I speak with you?" Elena pauses, her hands still in the soapy water, a flicker of apprehension in her eyes as she turns to face Daniel. Sunlight floods the monastery kitchen as Elena kneads dough, her movements rhythmic and calming. Daniel watches Elena, a wistful look shadowing his features as he leans against the counter. "It's strange, isn't it? I feel like you're the only one who truly understands me," Daniel confesses, his voice soft. Elena pauses, her hands still. "What do you mean?" she asks, her eyes reflecting gentle curiosity. I wanted you to know. It means a lot to me," Daniel admits, vulnerability etched on his face. Elena's expression is conflicted as she replies softly, "I don't know what to say." Flickering candlelight dances across the monastery chapel's ancient stone, casting long, eerie shadows. Elena, with tired eyes, scrubs the floor, the swish of her cloth, the only sound in the heavy silence. Her troubled thoughts break the quiet. Is this truly my path? Daniel, doubt clouds her face as she whispers, have I made a mistake with my vows? In the monastery corridor, Elena walks, her footsteps a soft rhythm against the ancient stone. Sunlight streams through the high windows, illuminating the dust motes dancing in the air. From a shadowed side passage, Daniel emerges, his presence a deliberate intersection. Their paths converge, a silent acknowledgement passing between them in the quiet space. A subtle flicker of anticipation crosses Elena's face, betraying her inner thoughts. The heavy stone walls seem to hold their breath, awaiting the unfolding moment. Sunlight paints the monastery garden as Daniel and Elena work side by side, their hands moving in harmony. Daniel gently guides Elena's hands as she plants a tender seedling, a symbol of new life amidst ancient stones. A shadow crosses Daniel's face, his brow furrowed with a hidden burden that weighs heavily on his soul. His eyes, once bright with hope, now reflect a deep-seated conflict, a past he cannot escape. He watches Elena, a painful truth rising within him, ready to break the fragile peace they have found. With a heavy heart, Daniel confesses, I didn't come here by choice. I came running. In the monastery library, Elena is dwarfed by ancient books, the air thick with the scent of aged paper and forgotten lore. A single lamp casts long, dancing shadows, the only source of light in the towering room. Elena struggles to concentrate, her eyes wandering from the text, mind heavy with longing. She keeps dreaming of Daniel, a voice whispers, echoing the ache in her heart. Lost in thought, the flickering lamplight accentuates the shadows of her longing. In the monastery dining hall, silence reigns, broken only by the gentle clinking of utensils against plates. Monks eat in peaceful quiet, their faces serene in the dim light. Daniel glances across the room, his eyes drawn to Elena amidst the sea of monks. Their eyes meet, a silent, profound connection passing between them in the stillness. Beneath the silent watch of an ancient oak, Elena seeks peace in the monastery garden under the cover of night. The garden is still, save for the soft whisper of leaves, a quiet symphony accompanying Elena's solitude. Elena stands alone, her figure framed by the garden's serene beauty, a picture of quiet contemplation. Daniel waits patiently in the shadows, a respectful distance maintained as he watches over Elena. His stance is calm, a silent promise of support and understanding in the tranquil night. Sunlight filters through ancient trees, casting shadows on the monastery garden. Jasmine scents the air. Daniel's face is a canvas of longing and inner turmoil as he stands before Elena. Sister, I can't get you out of my mind, Daniel confesses, his voice heavy with emotion. Elena's serene resolve hardens, a shield against the forbidden feelings swirling around them. This cannot happen, Elena replies, her words echoing in the tranquil garden. Sunlight filters through the ancient trees, casting a serene glow on the monastery garden. Daniel's face is a canvas of raw emotion as he gazes at Elena. The tranquil garden seems to hold its breath, awaiting his next words. I've never felt this before, Daniel confesses, his voice thick with newfound emotion. And you make me feel alive again, he adds, his eyes reflecting a profound awakening. In a solemn office, the Mother Superior's stern gaze meets Elena's bowed head, a silent clash of wills under the heavy air. Elena's eyes betray a wandering mind, a subtle rebellion against the somber authority of the room. The Mother Superior's gaze hardens, a storm gathering in her eyes as she reaches for a heavy book of scriptures. The ancient book looms, a symbol of unwavering faith ready to be wielded against the restless spirit before her. In the monastery corridor, Daniel strides forward, a newfound confidence radiating from him. His eyes scan the ancient walls, searching for Elena in the quiet intensity of the day. The air grows heavy, charged with unspoken tension as he ventures deeper. Each step echoes in the stone corridor, amplifying the sense of anticipation. A determined set to his jaw shows his resolve in the face of the unknown. The monastery holds its breath, awaiting the unfolding drama. Sunlight filters through the ancient trees, casting dappled shadows on Elena and Daniel in the monastery garden. The serene beauty of the garden contrasts with the palpable, unspoken tension between them. Elena's expression is a mixture of sadness and determination. "Daniel, this has to stop. My life belongs to God," she declares, her voice firm despite her inner turmoil. Sunlight filters through the canopy in the monastery garden, painting the ancient stones with shifting patterns of light and shadow. Daniel turns towards Elena, his face a mask of earnest hope and unspoken vulnerability. His eyes search hers, seeking an answer to a question that weighs heavily on his soul. "And what if God put you in my path to save me?" Daniel asks, his voice barely a whisper in the tranquil garden. Elena's reaction is unreadable, her silence amplifying the tension in the air. The rustling leaves and distant birdsong offer no solace, only accentuating the profound question hanging between them. A fierce storm descends upon the ancient monastery, its stone walls trembling under the assault of wind and rain. Torrents of rain lash against the windows, blurring the line between the sacred within and the tempestuous world beyond. The wind howls like a banshee, clawing at every crevice and corner of the isolated sanctuary. Shadows dance wildly within the monastery walls, cast by flickering candlelight struggling against the storm's fury. Nature's wrath tests the resilience and faith of those seeking refuge within the monastery's weathered embrace. Rain lashes Elena's barred window as the wind howls, a symphony of despair echoing through the stone cell. The cell door looms, a silhouette against the dim light, framing Daniel's face pale, etched with raw desperation. Daniel clutches the cold bars, his knuckles bone-white under the strain, a silent plea etched in his stance. The storm mirrors the turmoil within, as hope and fear clash on Daniel's face. The cold stone walls of Elena's cell exude a palpable sense of confinement and tension. Daniel's nervous eyes dart around the oppressive space, betraying his inner turmoil. He focuses on Elena, his face etched with a mix of fear and resolve. Daniel hesitates, the weight of his secret heavy in the silent air. He finally speaks, his voice a hushed whisper cutting through the tension. "I didn't come here for peace. My family forced me. They wanted to hide me," he confesses. Inside Elena's stark cell, Daniel's gaze is fixed on Elena, his eyes reflecting profound gratitude. A silent acknowledgement of their bond hangs in the air, a palpable tension filling the confined space. Daniel's voice, soft with emotion, breaks the silence, a revelation in his tone. "Elena, you brought me back to life," he confesses, his words laden with unspoken feelings. Their eyes meet, a silent promise exchanged in the heart of confinement. Sunlight paints colorful patterns as Elena faces the stern Mother Superior in her office. Elena's nervous stance betrays the weight of her secret. She steels herself, ready to confess a forbidden love. "Mother, I must confess something that weighs heavily on my heart," Elena begins, her voice trembling. Her voice cracks as she reveals, "I have fallen in love with Daniel." In the solemn office, Elena stands before the Mother Superior, her face a canvas of inner turmoil. Her eyes reflect a battle between faith and desire, a silent plea for understanding. The weight of her confession hangs heavy in the air, each word a step into the unknown. "Mother, I have sinned," Elena confesses, her voice trembling with vulnerability. "And I have loved," she continues, her words a defiant whisper against the sacred silence. "I cannot deny what I feel," Elena declares, her gaze unwavering, a soul laid bare. Sunlight paints the room in vibrant colors through stained glass, illuminating the simple, dignified space. Mother Superior sits behind her oak desk, her face a study in gentle strength. Her eyes reflect wisdom, hinting at profound understanding beyond the surface. "Child, God speaks in many ways, sometimes even through the love we fear most," she says softly. Elena exits the monastery, a small bag her only companion. She halts at the threshold, a poignant pause before the open world. Turning back, her gaze lingers on the ancient stone walls. A silent farewell hangs in the air, a chapter closing. With a final look, she steps forward, embracing an uncertain future. The mountain path basks in the setting sun's warm embrace. Golden light paints the scene, casting long, dramatic shadows. At the path's entrance, Daniel waits, a solitary figure. His silhouette is stark against the radiant glow of the horizon. Patience etched on his face, he anticipates the coming moment. The air is still, holding the promise of twilight's arrival. Sunlight paints the mountain path, a mosaic of light and shadow, as Daniel turns towards Elena, his eyes filled with a mix of hope and worry. The wind whispers through the trees, carrying the sharp, clean scent of pine, a silent witness to the moment about to unfold. Daniel asks, his voice soft, yet resolute, against the backdrop of nature's grandeur. "Ready?" Elena responds, her voice ringing with determination. "I'm ready." Elena and Daniel descend the rugged mountain path, their figures small against the vast, imposing landscape. The ancient monastery, a silent sentinel, diminishes with each step, fading into the misty heights. Sunlight casts long shadows, emphasizing the steep decline and the arduous journey ahead of them. The wind whispers secrets through the towering pines, a constant, ethereal companion on their descent. Each footfall echoes in the stillness, a rhythmic counterpoint to the rustling leaves and distant birdsong. A shared glance passes between Elena and Daniel, a silent acknowledgement of the path they now tread together. At Valley View, Elena and Daniel pause, a gentle breeze playing with their hair as they take in the sunset. The warm hues of the setting sun paint their faces as they gaze over the sprawling valley below. A shared look of contentment passes between them, reflecting a silent understanding. They embrace, holding each other tightly, a promise of their new future sealed in the golden light. Sunlight streams through stained glass, illuminating the ancient monastery chapel. Nuns kneel in silent prayer, their faces serene in the soft, filtered light. Candles flicker, casting dancing shadows on the stone walls. The air is thick with incense, a fragrant offering to the heavens. Life within the monastery walls continues, a tapestry of devotion and quiet contemplation, a timeless sanctuary, where faith echoes in every stone and whispered prayer. Sunlight dances on the rushing mountain stream, illuminating Elena and Daniel as they stroll along the bank. Laughter echoes through the trees, their voices blending with the soothing sounds of nature. Their faces glow with happiness, reflecting the pure joy of the moment. They walk freely, sharing stories and dreams under the open sky. The stream babbles on, a constant witness to their carefree companionship. In the dimly lit village inn, Elena and Daniel face each other, the candlelight flickering across their hushed, intent faces. A loaf of bread sits between them, a silent testament to their shared meal and the secrets they're about to share. The warm glow of the candlelight casts long shadows, deepening the sense of intimacy and secrecy. They lean closer, their expressions serious as they prepare to discuss matters best kept hidden from prying ears. The air hangs heavy with unspoken words, the fate of their world resting on the decisions they make in this quiet space. Under the vast sky, Elena and Daniel embark on their journey, their figures small against the backdrop of towering mountains. Dust swirls around their feet as they walk hand in hand down the winding mountain road, their bond a visible strength. The sun beats down, casting long shadows that stretch and dance with each step they take, etching their path into the land. Each shared glance speaks volumes, their silent understanding deepening as they navigate the rugged terrain together. A whirlwind of images erupts, fragments of Elena's life flashing across the screen in a dizzying montage. The stark, silent halls of the monastery offer a sharp contrast, a life of discipline and solitude. Vibrant glimpses of newfound freedom burst forth, a kaleidoscope of color and exhilarating experiences. Elena's past and present collide in a rapid sequence, a visual representation of inner turmoil. The juxtaposition intensifies, the austere life battling with the allure of vibrant liberation. A whirlwind of Daniel's memories assaults the senses, fragmented and fleeting, each a painful echo of his past. Hardship and struggle flicker across the screen, stark reminders of battles fought and scars earned. Amidst the darkness, glimpses of Elena emerge, tender moments of hope, a beacon in his tormented life. The rapid montage blurs the lines between joy and sorrow, creating a disorienting sense of emotional overload. The weight of his experiences bears down, a crushing burden etched into the fleeting images of Daniel's past. In an open field bathed in sunlight, Elena and Daniel recline, their eyes turned towards the vast expanse of the sky above. A gentle breeze whispers through the tall grass, creating soft, undulating waves around the tranquil figures. Elena's expression softens, a serene smile gracing her lips as she loses herself in the clouds. Daniel turns his head slightly, his gaze meeting Elena's, a silent understanding passing between them. The world fades away as they find solace in each other's presence, a quiet contentment enveloping them. Bathed in the golden light, they share a moment of profound peace, disconnected from the world's clamor. Elena and Daniel step into the small cottage, sunlight painting dust motes in the air. Sunbeams slant through the windows, illuminating the quiet, empty space. They begin to unpack their belongings, their movements careful and filled with purpose. With each item placed, the cottage transforms, slowly becoming their home. A sense of warmth and anticipation fills the air as they settle into their new life. Elena navigates the vibrant village market, a sea of faces and a symphony of vendors' calls surrounding her. She observes the locals, their weathered faces a mosaic of untold stories, and lives vastly different from her own. The air is thick with the chorus of bartering, each voice adding to the bustling atmosphere. She pauses, the aroma of exotic spices filling her senses, a sensory feast amidst the lively chaos. Freshly baked bread perfumes the air, mingling with the other scents in a tempting invitation. The market pulsates with life, a vibrant tableau of commerce, community, and the everyday. A cozy cottage interior glows with the flickering light of a warm fireplace. Elena sits in a comfortable armchair, deeply engrossed in her book. Across the room, Daniel is similarly absorbed, lost in the pages of his own book. Soft shadows dance on the walls, creating an intimate and peaceful atmosphere. The gentle crackling of the fire adds to the quiet harmony of the scene. A moment of serene companionship shared in the warm embrace of the cottage. Elena and Daniel ascend, their silhouettes stark against the rugged mountain terrain. The air thins as they climb, anticipation building with each upward step. Reaching the summit, they pause, breathless, at the edge of the world. A panorama of breathtaking vistas unfolds before them, a tapestry of nature's grandeur. Silent, they absorb the majestic view, dwarfed by the sheer scale of the landscape. Sunlight paints the village church in vibrant hues, dust motes swirling in the hallowed air. Elena sits in a pew, head bowed in contemplation, her face a canvas of quiet unease. The sermon echoes, but her thoughts drift, questioning faith's unwavering grip. She observes the villagers, their serene faces now foreign, unsettlingly changed. A subtle shift occurs, as Elena's perspective alters within the tranquil house of worship. Doubt lingers in Elena's eyes, challenging the foundations of her long-held beliefs. The village square pulses with life, awash in sunlight and vibrant colors as the festival bursts into full swing. Elena, crowned with flowers, laughs, her eyes sparkling with playful determination at the ring toss game. Daniel watches Elena, his gaze soft with affection, a warm smile lighting up his face. Villagers mingle through the stalls, a symphony of chatter and laughter rising as they sample local treats. Traditional music fills the air, its lively rhythm weaving through the heart of the joyous celebration. The cottage glows warmly, shadows dancing around Elena as she sits at her wooden table, a worn journal open before her. Her brow furrows as she ponders, the quills scratching softly against the parchment, capturing her thoughts in ink. V.O. Another day closes, Elena narrates, her voice filled with reflective gratitude. I am filled with gratitude for the kindness I've encountered, she continues, her words echoing in the cozy space. Elena's voice continues. The lessons I've learned, and the hope that flickers within my heart. The fire crackles, a comforting sound accompanying her heartfelt reflections on the journey and hope ahead. Elena and Daniel embark on a mountain path, their figures dwarfed by the towering peaks and whispering pines. Sunlight filters through the dense canopy, casting long shadows that dance and shift with the wind. The distant monastery beckons, a beacon of hope amidst the rugged wilderness. Each step echoes in the vast stillness, their journey marked by the rustling leaves and the call of unseen birds. A sense of anticipation hangs in the air, mingling with the crisp mountain breeze. Bathed in the first light, Elena and Daniel stand as silhouettes against the awakening sky, painted with hues of dawn. A symphony of colors unfolds as the sun ascends, its radiant light chasing away the darkness. The crisp air is filled with a sense of hopeful anticipation, promising a new beginning. Side by side, they watch as the world is reborn in a cascade of orange, pink, and gold. An unspoken promise hangs in the air, filled with endless possibilities as vast as the sky above. Against the backdrop of a rugged mountain landscape, Elena and Daniel walk towards the horizon. Their steps are filled with a hopeful determination, their future unwritten. Elena walks free, shedding the identity of sister. She embraces a new beginning, defined only as herself, Elena. Love and hope guide their path into the vast, uncertain future.